Alright folks, welcome back to Glesga News. Right, okay, that footage there, just to have a discussion about it. So, this guy here is the driver of the vehicle. So, it says here, man convicted after driving at a police officer. So the guy you seen flying off that Merc was a cop. Alright, so what actually happened that day? Well, there's a wee bit of a run up to it, but let's just read it. Right, so it says here, found guilty of attempted grievous bodily harm with intent. Say that again, pal. Aydin Altun, 26, of Suffolk Road, Tottenham, was convicted on Monday the 12th of October at the Old Bailey and will be sentenced at the same court on Friday the 16th. That's this coming Friday, I think. He was found not guilty of possessing a firearm with intent to endanger life. His mother was charged to somebody else, but they were found not guilty. The court heard that the police officers, the mob, the Metropolitan Police, were investigating reports of a shooting on Fairfax Road in Haringey on the 28th of October 2019. They attended the scene where they found an empty car, and a car with nobody in it, obviously, with bullet holes in it. A witness reported a black Merc leaving the scene. The Met Special Crime Command launched an investigation into the shooting. The following day, on October the 29th, officers, the mob, spotted a black Mercedes on Tottenham High Road, and armed officers followed the car as it turned into White Hart Lane. That's where the football ground is, isn't it? White Hart Lane, Tottenham Hotspur. When it pulled over, partly onto the pavement and stopped, wait for it. A firearms officer approached the front of the car and shouted, "Armed police, show me your hands!" I'll do that again. "Armed police, show me your hands!" Holy Toledo. CCTV and body-worn video footage played in court showed how Altun drove forward at speed, throwing the officer onto the bonnet. The officer was left clinging to it as the car accelerated towards White Hart Lane Stadium. Well, that's what I said. I wonder if there was a game on that day. Does it say what date that was? Anyway, I need to look that up. Altun tried to throw him off the car by zigzagging across the road, as you do. After a few seconds, the officer somersaulted across the road onto the pavement, thankfully missing various items of street furniture. And the various items of street furniture would be lamp posts, pavements, and any other bollards or bits and pieces, because that's what really injures guys that come off motorbikes and cyclists. It's the stuff they hit. He was very, very lucky because the speed, I mean, look at this. The speed he came off that, you know. Very lucky he ended up on the pavement like that. Very, very lucky man. The Merc drove off, but officers found it a short time later abandoned. As far as the officer's concerned, he lapsed in and out of consciousness and received significant grazing and cuts to his head, elbows, knuckles and hand, and was taken to hospital but later discharged. The officer, the cop, said in court, "I remember being scared for my life. I thought I was going to die. I remember thinking if this car was going to crash, I was going to die." Fucking hell, mate. Altun was identified as a suspect and a manhunt to arrest him was launched. He gave his cell up, he walked into the police station. A couple of other guys were arrested, suspicion of helping them, but they all got off it. Assistant Commissioner Louisa Rolfe met Operation Sen. I'm not even going to read that. So that's basically it, folks, on that one. We do not tolerate any violence towards our officers, and we relentlessly pursue anyone assaulting our officers to bring them to justice. Aye, alright, okay, fair enough. There he's there. Wonder what he'll get. He's going to get 10 years, isn't he? You're going down for 10 years, mate. Holy Toledo, man. Was it worth it? Maybe you had a gun, but they couldn't charge you. Aye. They couldn't charge you with a gun, so maybe you thought better to drag the police along the street than get caught with a gun, because you'd have got 5 years with a gun, and maybe you'd have been, maybe if it was the gun that fired the holes, oh God, I'm surmising quite a lot here, so obviously maybe that's what it was. Maybe he did have a gun, and he had to get out of town quick, so he bolted, got rid of the gun, and then gave his cell up, and he got done for the attempt. But what was the charge? Convicted of driving an officer, and was found not guilty, there it said, of possessing a firearm with intent to danger life. So they've charged him with that, right, possessing a firearm, because, you know, that's probably why they